Philadelphia has a way of keeping its history alive. It's a city filled with echoes, whispers of revolution resonating off ancient bricks, years of struggle and pride etched into the sidewalks. When Kendrick Lamar took the stage during the Grand National Tour with SZA by his side, he didn't just perform, he brought the past to life. Not in a haunting way, but in a way that invigorates you, shakes your spirit, and reminds you of your identity, your journey, and the truths that still need to be expressed. As soon as the lights in the stadium went out, the atmosphere in Philly shifted. The audience, crowded, sweaty, and eager, fell silent for a brief moment. Just long enough to hear a pin drop. Just long enough to sense that what was about to unfold would be extraordinary. Then, without warning, the opening lines of United in Grief crashed down like thunder, reverberating throughout the vast Wells Fargo Center. Welcome to Celebrity Cookies, where the tea is always hot and the stories come with sprinkles of surprise. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment with your take on the story. Kendrick didn't simply walk on stage. He materialized, bathed in red light, his eyes heavy, his stance still as if he had been summoned rather than scheduled. The beat built up, and his body sprang to life. Then boom! He launched into the verse with the intensity of a man possessed. This wasn't merely a performance, it was a revelation. He wasn't rapping for applause. He was releasing his burdens in real time. Each line from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers felt like a journal entry torn from its pages and thrown to the audience, challenging them to judge him while pleading for their understanding. "I grieve different," he declared. But that night, we all shared in that grief. He moved across the stage like someone caught between different eras, past, present, and something beyond. Philly didn't just watch Kendrick Lamar, they absorbed him. You could see it in their expressions, the nods, the tears, the way certain lines struck home with precision. When he performed Father Time, it transcended being just a song, it became a moment of reckoning. The room fell silent, breathless, as if they were witnessing a therapy session Kendrick hadn't requested but desperately needed. Then came N95. The energy shifted dramatically. Suddenly, the stage morphed into a chaotic carnival, sirens blaring, lights flashing, dancers in black moving erratically like malfunctioning machines. Kendrick stood at the center, a prophet amidst the turmoil, urging the crowd to remove their masks, both literally and figuratively. And they responded. Each person in that arena shed something that night: shame, silence, denial. Kendrick wasn't performing for them, he was with them. And that's the essence of his artistry, isn't it? That's what distinguishes him from every other rapper. He doesn't just let you ride along, he takes the wheel, accelerates, and dares you to keep up. Then the lights went out completely. Total darkness. Silence once more. And then her voice emerged. Soft. Unfazed. Haunting. SZA didn't just walk onto the stage, she seemed to glide in. Adorned in sparkling white, with her hair flowing behind her like a comet, her entrance felt less like that of a pop star and more like the essence of a city arriving fashionably late to its own farewell. She began with snooze. Time seemed to stand still. The audience, who had just experienced the intense emotions of Kendrick's performance, now found themselves enveloped in a mist of yearning and vulnerability. SZA stood in a dim spotlight that resembled a moonbeam, delivering each lyric as if it were a cherished note passed down through time. "I can't lose when I'm with you," she sang, and you could almost hear hearts shattering in real time. She wasn't aiming for perfection. She was simply existing. Authentic, raw, and fearless. Then her tone shifted. The gentle vibe became sharp. She dove straight into Seek and Destroy, and the arena erupted as if someone had detonated a grenade of heartbreak. Red strobe lights pierced through the haze, dancers moved like phantoms, and SZA's voice took on a fierce edge. The crowd surged with her, embodying every woman who had been wronged and every man who felt misunderstood. SZA became their voice. Then came the unexpected moment. She introduced a string quartet, yes, strings, in Philadelphia. Together, they performed a slowed-down, nearly operatic rendition of Kill Bill that felt like the soundtrack to a haunting love story. It was surreal. It was brilliant. It was hauntingly beautiful. But Kendrick wasn't finished. He returned with the intensity of a man fleeing from his own demons. This time, he wasn't alone. The two stood on opposite ends of a stage, illuminated like statues in a cathedral, as the first notes of All the Stars rang out. The crowd went wild. Phones shot up like flares. Everyone recognized the song, but no one had experienced it like this before. SZA sang the chorus softly, like a lullaby tinged with poison. Kendrick's verses came with the urgency of someone trying to rewrite their life story before their final breath. For that fleeting moment, it felt as though the world outside the arena had vanished. There was no news, no social media, no timelines, just Kendrick, SZA, and the truth resonating off the steel beams. Then something incredible happened. As the track concluded, the beat transitioned into King Kunta, and the energy skyrocketed. Kendrick charged onto the stage as if reclaiming a throne. "We want the funk!" he shouted, and Philadelphia responded as if their lives depended on it. The building shook. The crowd danced like fervent prophets. SZA, back in her divine element, joined in, energizing Kendrick like a fire starter fueling an already blazing inferno. It transcended music. It became a battle, not against individuals, but against silence, against shame, against the falsehood that suggests Black artists can't express rage, sorrow, dreams, and laughter all at once. As the concert approached its conclusion, Kendrick performed Mirror, a deeply reflective song that felt almost too intimate to experience live. "I choose me, I'm sorry," he softly declared, embodying both defiance and vulnerability, capturing everything in that moment. Then there was silence once more. From the darkness, SZA emerged, her ultimate form. She concluded with Good Days, performing solo under a single spotlight. The entire arena fell silent, almost in awe. It felt like a gospel without a sermon, a prayer without a preacher. There were no dancers or elaborate staging, just her voice, quivering yet pure, filling the space like sacred smoke. You could see people dabbing their eyes. You could hear the sniffles. In a show filled with fire, conflict, and chaos, this was the moment that touched everyone. The tenderness, the simplicity, a reminder that perhaps, just perhaps, better days could lie ahead. As the last note faded and the lights came up, no one moved. It wasn't from fatigue, it was from respect. No one wanted to disrupt the magic. People stood there, crying, embracing, reflecting. This was more than just a concert. It was a cultural awakening. Kendrick summoned the spirits, and SZA provided them solace. Together, they performed an exorcism. And Philadelphia will never be the same. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the story.